Hello everyone and welcome back to R&M LAB GH. It is a pleasure to have you here on the channel again. Today I want to show you a project that combines technology and national identity. As you know, I'm a big fan of all kinds of clocks, and that is why I decided to create something special, the Ghana clock. A smart clock with a unique design dedicated entirely to Ghana. This project is truly for everyone. Despite its professional look, there are only 4 solder joints to make. It is perfect for beginners and for those who want to have fun building a custom case to house the electronics. As always, to make things easier for you, I have put all the necessary materials in the description. You will find the complete codes, the wiring diagram, and the component list. Now, let's see what we need to bring our Ghana clock to life. We will use an Arduino Uno R3 as the heart of the system and an ESP8266 module for connectivity. For the visuals, we will use a fantastic 2.8-inch TFT LCD touchscreen shield. For the wiring, you will need a female header strip, some male-to-female jumper wires, and for portable power, we will use 2 lithium batteries. Let's move on to the practical phase. The advantage of using a shield format display is its simplicity. Just plug it on top of the Arduino and the display connections are already set to work. The only manual connections we need to make are for the ESP8266 module. We only need to connect the 3.3 volt power, the GND ground pin, and the TX and RX data transmission pins. That is it. The code we have prepared will handle the rest. Thanks to the integration of the ESP8266 module, our clock will be able to connect to the Wi-Fi network. This way, Arduino will automatically get the correct time, a constantly updated calendar, and thanks to online APIs, we will also have temperature, humidity, and real-time weather conditions for our city on the display. A true smart clock ready for your laboratory. Now that we have covered the theory, let's jump into action. I will leave you to the rest of the video where we will see the assembly step by step. Stay tuned because we will talk again later for the conclusions and final tests. Enjoy the video, everyone. As you have seen, the electronic assembly is truly simple. This approach makes the entire system modular. Even the ESP8266 module can be completely removed to be reused in other projects or to expand the code and make future improvements. Now, we will see in a time lapse how I built the case for the Ghana clock. Due to space and equipment limitations, I could not show you every single step, such as the cutting, sanding, and painting. I had to do those tasks outside the laboratory because, as you can imagine, they are quite messy. However, I have tried to show you clearly how I built the structure in a simple and functional way. As you saw in the time-lapse, to build the case for the Ghana clock, I used simple scraps of wood strips bonded together with superglue. I then cut off the excess parts and finished everything with sandpaper, rounding all the edges for a smoother look. I also created a stand, which I fixed with a screw so that it can be adjusted as needed. Finally, I painted the structure with black spray paint to get a clean and professional finish. Now, let's move to the computer to upload the codes to both the Arduino and the ESP8266. First, I will program the ESP8266 using the program I built in a previous video. If you missed it, I will leave the link in the description. We connect the USB cable to the PC, open the Arduino IDE and select the correct board and communication port. In this code, as you can see on the screen, you need to enter your network name, your Wi-Fi password, and your Weather API key. Once the correct data is entered, we can upload the code to the module. Now, let's move on to the Arduino code. I remind you again that you will find all the codes and the wiring diagram in the description link. We connect the Arduino Uno to the PC, select the board and the correct port. In this code, there is nothing to change, so we can upload it directly. Now, let's move to the final assembly in the case to check if everything is correct and see all its features. Once again, we have almost reached the end of this video. It has been an interesting journey, but now comes the most exciting moment, the final assembly. I'm going to place all the electronics inside the case I built earlier, making sure to organize the wires properly. Once everything is closed up, we will move on to verify the operation to ensure that every component is responding correctly and that the Wi-Fi connection is stable and fast. Stay with me, because in just a few moments, we will finally see the finished and working project in its final position. Now I am connecting the battery and we will finally see our Ghana clock in action. Unfortunately, the colors might not look perfect on camera due to the screen reflection, but I guarantee that in person, the colors are bright and perfect. As you can see, the Wi-Fi connected successfully and the clock automatically updated the time, date and weather. Everything is working correctly. I also added a special feature to this project, a built-in chronometer that you can control directly from the touch screen. There are 3 buttons at the bottom. The left one switches between clock and chronometer mode, the right one starts and stops the timer, and the center one resets it. A quick tip for those who want to replicate this project: you can easily personalize it. In the Arduino code, just look for the name R&M LAB GH, delete it, and enter your own name or whatever you like. Now I will show you a side view to give you a better look at the colors and details of the display. I am really satisfied with this project. Now I have a new clock for my collection, the Ghana clock, which will find its place right next to a silver clock I built in a previous video. If you missed that one, I will leave the link in the description as well. I hope this video has inspired you to build your own. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future projects. Share this video with your friends who are passionate about electronics and clocks. If you have any questions, doubts, or just need some advice, feel free to write in the comments. I will be happy to help you. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.